Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine. I'm Catherine. It's time for our Tropic Time sketch with me, and I'm going to do something a little bit different for this sketch. I've actually picked one from our recent January 2023 virtual crop, sketch number 1, in fact. And I just wanted to have another go at this sketch, showing it with a completely different collection. And also, I've pulled out a couple of our punches, and I'm actually not going to use any mats. So I'm going to completely change it up from what I did in the virtual crop. I wanted to show you how you could take a sketch and come up with a completely different layout. Just like I usually say that recipes are guides, so are sketches. And this is going to be kind of a fun, creative experiment for me to show you all a completely different page you can make using the very same sketch for inspiration. So here we go. Here it is, sketch number 1 from the virtual crop this past weekend. I will hold this up so you all can remember what I actually did. I actually turned the sketch. I pulled in some of our rounded embellishments and I added in several mats, and I did add a journal box here as well. So we're going to go ahead and switch it up. So I went ahead and reprinted out the sketch. And since this one is going to be recorded, I will just pop up the dimensions on the screen. Now, if you think I actually followed the dimensions on here, hopefully you all know me by now. Hopefully you've subscribed to my channel by now. And you know, I am not so good at following instructions exactly. I usually put my own spin on things. It's just, I'm creative and I like to put my own spin on things and give you all extra ideas. So hopefully I inspire you to try something new. For the sketch, I pulled out several sheets of our Tropic Time designer paper, and I have gone ahead and pre-cut and punched. As you can see on the side here, I've pulled out our 2 punches, and I'll show you those closer here in just a moment. Let me finish showing you the papers that I picked from this collection. Most of them came from the designer paper pack, and you can see where I've already done my punching, but I want to show you my base page I'm going to be using first. And this one is from the tonal pack, and it's, like I said, one of those that reminds me of the 60s and 70s prints a bit, but we're going to use the opposite side. Nothing against the 60s and 70s, but it's just not what we're going to use for my inspiration for this sketch. And then I did use the Monstera leaf punch, the border punch, as an actual border piece. As you can see, I have 3 of these punched already. And I did use our Mandevilla flower. I think I need like one of those descriptive things on how to say the flower name. It's a really cool punch though. So you'll see, you can see where we're going to mix and match some of the colors as I punched out, because it gives you this 2-tone effect from the punch. You can kind of see you get this darker piece as well as the lighter piece off of the punch. Really, really fun. I'm going to also go ahead and grab out my parchment board, and I'm going to just go ahead and start sticking down my 3 Monstera leaf borders that I punched. I did use that one with the teal background on it because it was the one with the dark green as well. And I'm going to grab my repositionable tape runner, and we're just going to start going on here. And I will show you where I kind of got inspired with the sketch here in just a moment. But first, we're going to do this. Okay, so we have 3 Monstera leaves borders punched, and you can see on our sketch This is a 1 by 12-inch strip that they used down the page here. And then I added a third one over here just to kind of add more foliage and warmness to the page. Let me go ahead and place the first one down, and then I do want to measure with my mats that I've punched out already. Just to make sure I've got my spacing correct here. I did cut 2 6 1/4 by 4 1/4 photo mats out of our yellow floral paper here. It's the one that has this green flag, I think, effect on the back. I'm going to go ahead and just place this down real quick here so I can get my second Monstera leaf punched down. I kind of wanted it just inside of where my pictures were going to go to kind of frame it out a little bit here. There's that. And then the third one is going to go along the right side of the page here. Come on. There we go. Okay, so that is our 3 punched out borders that we're using vertically on our page. Like I said, I have my 2 photo mats for our pictures that are going to go on our page. And then I also pulled from our embellishment pack this really cool Monstera leaf. I just thought it really fit nicely onto our page. It's going to be holding our title because I have a different journal box coming in. So this needs to be just a little bit lower. And then this is going to go over here. And it is going to overlap just a hair. But I will make sure when I put my tape on not to put tape there. So let me grab my regular tape runner here and go ahead and start placing our next piece of our layout on our page here. Followed by our mats. And that third mat, well, I guess I can tell you when I get to it, but it's 4 by 4. I did go ahead and do that one just a little bit smaller. I debated doing 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And if you want to do 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, go for it. Because sometimes it's nice to have it just ever so slightly bigger when you're going to put these things on the page. And this way, I also like being able to just put my 4 by 6 photos on the page. Just makes life easier all the way around. Okay, so I kind of do also angle it in a little bit more. So this one, it shows it's layered a little bit more over, but I just wanted it over through this section a little bit more because I don't want to cover up these other photos so much. So I am going to be adding here's our journal not so much box, our journal leaf. So this also was from our embellishment pack. Let's see here if I can, still getting used to the new camera angle, but you can see it's a Monstera leaf with little lines on it. And so that's going to go just right here for your journaling. Let me grab my parchment board here, use a little repositionable tape because we have a whole lot of little openings through our leaf here. And I just thought that was kind of fun to use this actual leaf for our journaling. I am offsetting it just a little bit, so your writing's going to be just a little bit angled, but I think it'll be okay. And then all of my mandevilla flowers. I think I've told you all I am originally from Miami, so I think I tend to say the double L as a Y like they do in Spanish, but maybe it's mandevilla flower. Like I said, I need the pronunciation of that one, I think. But we're just going to go on with our flowers here, and I punched, how many of these did I punch? 3, 6, 7 to go on our layout here. We're going to put one up here in this top corner, and I'm just starting with the outer edge first. Yep. And I'm making sure I had flipped it the way I want it to be on the page, and that you can line it up so it's exact. I don't think I'm going to. I just kind of offset it a little bit, and it gives it just a really cool effect. Let me hold that up for you before I put my next one on. Here we go. Oops, there you go. So you can see it's not exactly on there precisely, I guess, if you will, but it's enough that it's gonna cover it. And then this other one I wanted in here because I just thought it really looked nice with the yellows. But I am definitely going to need to foam square it. I'm going to repositionable tape this part, and I'm okay with my pictures going on top of this because, of course, your pictures are the focus of your page. So we're just going to do that, and then I'm going to put a little foam square under this one. Oops, I didn't. Okay, there we go. I need to make sure I turn it the right way. Grab out my foam squares here and just grab one for the center of here, and this one's just going to be popped up a little bit so that way it will be easy enough to get my photos on the page. And it just highlights that same matte color, bringing in similar colors throughout the page. Okay, so now I have 3 already kind of pieced together for the top. Whoops, hopefully I didn't flip that one. Yes, I did. Okay, here we go. I think you all also know I tend to get a little fussy with color. And so I really actually worked hard on getting it so these colors really flowed nicely through the page and where it made sense. And so that way when I put my photos on, it should also look really nice as well. So flipping these, flipping that one. And now I'm going to get these last 3 done for this bottom end here. And so this is kind of just mimicking a little bit of what we have with the circles running down this right side of the page. We have our different other pieces going in instead with our border punch and with our flowers. Okay, so that is our flowers, and you saw in a couple of them I did kind of need to turn them just a little bit as I was putting them down. I don't mind that they're not exactly relined up, but I didn't want them looking completely off either. So I'm going to hold this up for you a minute so that way you can see where I'm at so far. And then we're going to do a little bit of embellishing because I saw this parrot on our sticker sheet and I just thought, you know what, that's gorgeous, and it goes with our colors really well. And I think I am going to pop it up because why not? We've got the foam squares, use them. They're awesome. They're not that expensive. They add a lot of extra dimension to your page. Okay, so here's our little parrot going over on this side. I am going to put the happy place sticker on in our leaf. And I know this is a small sticker going on here, but you know what? We kind of want people to still be able to see the repeating monstera leaf from our embellishment. So it's kind of, our title's a little bit smaller this time, but as you can see, I think it works. We also have our leaf. And the one thing I'm not really super happy about is how my journal box doesn't really stand out down here. So I've pulled out my orange pen, and I'm going to go ahead and just give it a few lines going around it, because we have a lot of orange on our flowers and on our page. And let's just give this one a little bit of a highlight as well. Okay, so there we go. I took the fine end of my orange journal pen and went around my monstera leaf journal box. And now I'm going to hold it up for you all so you can see how it just kind of pops. It looks like one of the flowers where they have that extra little outline on them, just so that way it was disappearing into the page before, but now you're seeing it a little bit more on the page, and I think it looks great. Here's our sketch. We used one more time for the inspiration for this layout, and here is the finished layout. I hope you all like it. You can see how it looks completely different from our other layout that I did for the virtual crop recently. So now let's move into our card, because I do have a card design for you all. And when I was going through my embellishments, I found this other really gorgeous parrot, and I thought, wow, that looks kind of big for a scrapbook page, but it looks perfect for a card. So that's what we're going to do. And then I also punched one of my scraps with the monstera leaf. It was one of the backside is this yellow that we used as our mats. On our page, I cut a piece from our orange scrap as well to make it 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 to use as the base of the card. We're just going to go ahead and put that down. I'm going to run my border along the left side. Let me scoot myself over here a little bit for you. And here we go. Our leaves are coming down. This left side of our card, I did save one of our flowers. I just thought that the yellow and the turquoise brought out some of the colors in the embellishment. And that's going to go up here on this left side of our card. And this guy is going to get popped up using some of our larger foam squares here, because it's such a big embellishment. Covers most of our card. And we don't want it sagging at all, so there we go. Took quite a few of our large foam squares. Okay, there we go. Placing this one on our gorgeous parrot. And then I have this sentiment that says, "Take me away." So I thought, you know what? Wouldn't this be great if you gave somebody a trip as a gift and you put it in this card? So it looks like we are going to set this card to take somebody away somewhere and you just never know. Or you want to, hey, give your significant other a little hint that it's been a while since you've been on a vacation, that you want to go away. So why not have a card to help you with that? And I just think that's such a pretty card with the parrot on it. So that's it for this sketch with me. I hope you all enjoyed going to my happy place in the tropics here with our card and using our recent sketch as our inspiration. Until next time.